I just graduated from the Citizen Police Academy.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyone?
does Daniel Senega, does he do yours as well?
No, I can't
remember his name. Okay.
So many people. Because here's what I say. Anyone in this town, and while we talk, we never talk about the extreme ends. Okay? Because there's always that 3%. There's always a bad apple. But this town, our sheriff department, they have to work harder than anybody. I know that for a fact. Because if you don't know, if you're not sure what's going on with our police department, sign up and go to a police academy class and see what they have to do on a daily basis. If once you do that, after I gone through it, I go, you know what? You be the cop. I'll be on the lookout for it. That's it. Because they are officially trained, etc., etc., etc. They have to have that line that they can't cross. And all these criminals will cross at any time. So
I just think, I thought, this is anarchy, and you cannot go around saying that you're going to point a gun back. It's much better to just obey the law, do as it's going on, and at some other point you can fight the fight. But if you point a gun back at a police officer, that's a sign of aggression, and that justifies homicide.
Who would point a gun at a police officer?
it's stupid.
You didn't hear Michelle Fiore? You didn't see Sebelius' interview of Michelle Fiore where she said that she would point a gun back?
She's crazy about guns.
I was like, are you nuts?
Did you see her Christmas card?
That's her. You know what?
She as a representative, I can say is, don't uncomfortably of what you say.
You do, because people are following.
And once you promise to do, you'll do it. That's why I say, I'll ask her if you, or ask her, have you take up a Citizen Police Academy class? It's free.
Well, she supposedly has. She says she sat on all kinds of stuff, and I'm like,
it's free. No, you can sit on all the board you want. You can sit on all the
I know
board
you
want
can.
to judge everybody.
I know.
But
I have, yeah.
To understand everything how the police police department operates.
I had a question about their proposed law.
What is it?
Is there? It's good. I like it, but I question whether or not it conflicts with other Asian communities. The date.
No.
No, it will not.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
I don't want to read that.
Whoever that chooses a date got to have a meaning to it.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. It's Santa Claus. It's Jesus' birthday after. Okay. Or whatever it is, there's got to be a meaning. On this date, it's Dr. Sun's birthday. And very simply say, if without him, all of Europe, all of Asia right now is Japan territory. Period.
Right, because it was a Japanese empire.
Okay. The invasion of China took place, the Second World War II is in the 40s. We did that in 1900. So there was about 30 years span or so. Okay. And he topples the Qing dynasty. Now, if the Qing dynasty is still around, if he didn't do that, if he did not fight and win up 11 times before they succeeded, what would happen is this: Japan would have the army just walk through it, march through it, and take over China in 1 year. And when that happened, Pearl Harbor attack will never happen. America will never involve. There will never be a bomb in Japan. Okay. the comic bomb will never happen. So the world picture would be very different today, would it? Okay. Why Dr. Sun?
My favorite man. Right on, man.
He seems like him too. Why don't you warm up the band for us? Come on, Dennis.
Doesn't he look like Barry White?
Is that just
A little bit.
switching the No, you interview. Eddie?
Hey, Carrie. How are you?
Yeah, okay, good.
See you soon?
Yeah, but
Okay.
right there.
You'll get email from me? Yeah.
John,
And that, good to see you
it's
again.
good to see you.
I believe the last time I saw you, we were interviewing over at Harbor Palace, and I was suffering from some food poisoning.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Yes, you were. And I was going to say, why does it always have to rain when...
It's sympathetic nature.
Yes.
It's okay
Hey,
for us though.
it clears up the atmosphere. I
It
don't mind.
does.
And I'm a desert rat, and I appreciate the rain whenever we can get it. I'm sure that you probably already have my information, but
Thank you. No, it doesn't affect
I
me.
have a
I'm
nice
going to be
one.
cooped up here all day, so.
well, here.
I could have used that last time. Very much so. Patrick?
Yes, John Barish?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for
You do
staying
it
in
in person.
contact.
You know-
Appreciate that. Nice
Well,
meeting
thank you.
Hey, Edwin.
Can I give you
think I
some of
left
these?
Please.
my
Please.
If you can have it.
phone in
Certainly,
the
I will
car.
hand out the other members of our diets as
I
well.
appreciate that.
No, I
Thank you.
I
I think
don't.
we'll be coming in there in a second. If you'd like to come join us. Yes, sir. Oh, you are Barry. You are early.
Yeah.
Mind sitting tight for a few minutes? Appreciate it. Thank you. Please.
Is it? Should I come into
Our
congressional one?
Democrat or Republican?
Democrat.
Democrat. And Barry, you are Democrat also? I'll have this. The two of you sit tight. We'll get the Republican on here, and then we can talk. Then we can speak freely.
Yeah, right. Hello, how are you? Oh, you have water here for me anyway.
Mike Roberson had confirmed it as well.
Yes?
But we are about 10 minutes late right now, and he hasn't shown up, so I think we're going to get started very shortly.
Yeah, I was going to say I have a 12:30 other interview, so I would say okay, let's wait. But
no,
since
no.
I don't want to be late for the next thing.
We try and stay as on schedule as possible. We completely understand that this isn't the only event you have this morning, much less this weekend. So
Yes.
let me go track down Mr. Mike Maswani, and we'll start things up with you, okay?
Thanks, John. Oh, so Kevin is the official cameraman.
Nah, I do everything.
I know, don't we all?
I run the community center.
Who did the lovely peacock?
Oh, that's one of our members, who she is 80-some-year-old. And she just loves to do these things for us.
That's very pretty. The other night I was in one of those more rural neighborhoods, and I heard the call of the peacock, and I thought, is that a peacock? And sure enough, I asked the neighbor, and they said yes. They have several of them in the neighborhood.
For general, obviously we can't. For primaries, it would oftentimes evolve into this. We don't want to go down that road.
So, Edwin, if you'd be so kind, since I don't have, I'll get him. He's too busy setting up. No, I was going to give these gentlemen my card. I gave John one, but
Obviously, I have your information, so I will share them. I'm going to keep the banana
Yes.
smoothie one, though, because that I might need.
actually it's very nutritious and delicious.
All right.
And I'll give you all one if you actually want one. It's very simple. It does. The chia seeds add a lot more nutrition. And natural fiber, too.
Kevin, are you ready?
So,
Well, and that again is, we've interviewed you before, but just for the formalities, again, my name is John Paris, the chair of the Asian American Group's Endorsement Committee. We greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here this afternoon, this morning. I'll let you find it. As you're aware, the Asian American Group has been in existence for about 20 years now. For the last 8 years, we've been doing these endorsement interviews for both the primary and the general elections, from everything from Senate races down to municipal races. When we extend our endorsements, not only will we inform the candidates,
Yes.
but we also take out ad space in various Asian periodicals, and they'll take out quarter page, half page, sometimes even full page ads, listing all the individuals who are endorsing for all the particular races.
Right.
We also print up slate cards and leave those slate cards in restaurants and other Asian businesses throughout the valley. So we do try and encourage people to come out and vote. We do want to have the electorate a little more informed, and hopefully by doing this and by filming it, we'll get people a little more engaged in the political process, since primaries are not the most well-attended of voting
right.
instances, but it is important that people do go out and educate themselves, get to know the candidates, and make informed decisions. That's why we thank people like yourself for coming out and joining us. We can get to know you a little better. For those watching at home, this is Annette Teijeiro. She's a Republican running in Congressional District 3. So Annette, it's enough about us. We're here to learn about you. Please tell us why you decided to run for this particular race at this particular time.
Thank you, John. And I want to thank all of you that are on the panel, because I know that you probably have other things that you'd prefer to be doing, even though it's rainy outside, for taking the time out. Because one of the things that is important to all of our communities is that people realize who it is that's running in a primary. We do not want to be choosing between the lesser of two evils in the general. So it's actually very important for all of us. You know, the reason that I'm running is actually can be simple or can be very complex. Simply is that I believe that I bring to the table the things that we need at this crisis time in our nation to bring to Washington, D.C. a different perspective and a lot more solutions than what we've gotten. Our economy is extremely anemic. Our education system is, frankly, abysmal. Our healthcare, the healthcare law that was passed, the Affordable Care Act, if that's what you want to call it, Obamacare, has not turned out to be a success. It has not given the access that we need to the people in our communities. We must fix some of our problems. And in crisis situations, we need people with a vast array of experience. As a small business owner, I have signed the paychecks. I do understand what payroll taxes, unemployment taxes, and a lot of the people out that do not have small businesses do not realize that because the unemployment was extended for 18 months, that our small businesses now have a bond issue in the state of Nevada. So what happens in the federal government impacts our state governments. The other part is, as a professional, a healthcare professional, I understand the problems that are happening not only in a private healthcare, but in Medicare and the Veterans Administration system, which I worked in as a medical student and as a resident. These are the insights that I can bring to solving the real problems, not the ones that are, how can I say, politically correct to talk about, but the real problems that we have so that people can access the workforce issues, the access in our small and perhaps different minority communities that may have different health issues. Education. I am a product of education. I come from a low-income family of immigrants. My father was from Cuba, my mother's Puerto Rican. Instilled in me the fact that education was extremely important, and excelling in such is important. I will be a role model for all of our communities, not only the Asian community, the Hispanic community, but every community, so that our children realize how important education is, how knowledge really is power. There are so many things that I have to offer that I would encourage all of you to go to Annette for Congress. The list is long. I have been a public servant, community, a nonprofit board member for decades. My first time serving as a volunteer was at the age of 12. And I did that for disabled children And I continue to do that to this very, very day. So I don't want to belabor the long list of nonprofits that I've been involved with. But all along the way, it prepared me to what this is today. So I've been a public servant. I have tried to advocate for more than 15 years. The medical malpractice crisis, all kinds of things that have been happening in our community, the changes that came with Obamacare in the state. And I am also on Spanish TV as well as Spanish radio speaking about some of these issues. So I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. I'm not a bought and paid for politician. I am actually a public servant that comes to you today for that endorsement.
Well,